If you feel like life keeps repeating the same pattern, the same type of relationships, the same disappointments, this video will help you understand why. Hi, my name is Tanya, and today we are talking about self-concept. I'm really making this video for my best friend who's going through a few things, but I'm sure it'll help a lot more of you understand why life keeps responding the same way until this shifts. So most people try to change what's happening in the outside, but the cause is internal. It's the self-concept. So self-concept is what you quietly assume to be true about yourself. A simple example, like you walk into the room and immediately think, I don't belong here. That's self-concept. You make a small mistake and think, I always mess up things. That's self-concept. Someone takes time to reply to you, your message, your text. I'm not important, is what you think. That's self-concept. So these thoughts feel normal because you've repeated them over and over a number of years. Life doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you expect. Let's talk about more examples. If you expect rejection, you speak less confidently. People respond cautiously. If you expect approval, your body relaxes. People feel safe around you. Nothing magical happened. Your expectation changed your behavior. Let's talk about some work and opportunity examples. So imagine two people applying for the same job. Okay. The first person thinks, I'm lucky if I get chosen. So they underplay their skills. The second person thinks, I bring value. Then they speak clearly and calmly. Same resume, different self-concept, different outcome. Let's talk about like relationship examples. So in relationships, self-concept is everything. It's really important. So if you assume you're easily replaceable, you overgive, you over-explain, over-adjust. If you assume that you are valued, you speak honestly and you set boundaries. People don't treat you based on your effort. They treat you based on your self-concept. Some family examples. Think about family gatherings, right? If you assume I'm always criticized, you enter defensive. And if you assume I'm respected, you show up calmer and people respond differently. The situation didn't change, right? Your internal position did. So how to begin the self-concept shift? You don't change self-concept overnight, but simple practice can make you change it. If your old thought was, nothing works out for me, replace it with some things are working and some things, and more will. So some things are working and more will. Change that, your thought. So, and this, because this feels more believable, right? And that's important. You can also do some practice at night before you sleep. Ask yourself one question. Where did I show up better today? What was a good thing that happened to me today? There's always some good thing that happened, right? You got a good meal. The weather was good. You had a nice chat with a friend or something like that. You rested without guilt. So you don't over-explain. Only trains your nervous system to expect better. So your self-concept is not who you are. It's the habit of thought. And habits are something that can be changed, right? They can be learned, they can be changed. Awareness is the first shift. So let's summarize. Most people think their problem is the circumstances. Money, relationship, confidence, timing, other people. But what's actually running your life is something much quieter. It's the story you're telling yourself when nobody is watching. Okay? The assumptions that you don't even question anymore. For example, I always have to struggle first. Good things don't last for me. I'm confident on the outside but unsure inside. I'm not chosen unless I prove something. You're not repeating situations because you're unlucky. You're repeating them because the self concept behind them hasn't changed yet. And this is important. That doesn't make you weak. It doesn't mean you failed manifestation. It just means no one taught you how this actually works. Here's a simple way to understand self concept. Think of life like a mirror that reacts with a delay. You don't see yourself directly, you see how life treats you based on how you assume yourself to be. So if deep down you assume I'm always waiting for things to work out, life responds with waiting. If you assume I have to overgive to be valued, life sends situations where you overgive. Not as punishment, but as feedback. Life is neutral, it just reflects. Self concept is not forcing positivity. This is where people get confused. Self concept is not pretending you're confident when you're not. You don't have to replace your identity overnight, okay? You just soften it. Instead of saying, I'm not good enough, start with, I don't need to be fixed to feel this way. Instead of I am always anxious, you shift to I'm learning to feel safe in my body. That's still powerful, right? That's still a shift. A small practice you can do today. Let me give you something practical before we end. So tonight before sleeping, ask yourself one question. Who do I assume myself to be when I'm not trying? Not when you're motivated, not when you're inspired, but when you're tired, quiet, alone. Then don't judge the answer, just notice it. Because awareness alone starts change. Tomorrow, add one gentle assumption. I don't need to chase. I'm allowed to be calm. Things respond to me naturally. Say it once or twice, and that's enough. Consistency matters more than intensity. People think manifestation is loud, but it's not. The most powerful self concept is calm certainty. When you stop trying to convince the world starts responding. When you stop proving, you start receiving. Calm is not giving up. Calm is knowing you are no longer in danger. And life reflects back to you. Final reminder before we close. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're not late. You're just becoming aware of this. And awareness is always a beginning of change, right? If something clicked quietly inside you, subscribe to this channel. I post videos on self-concept, inner shifts, and calm manifestation in both English and Hindi to help you realign without pressure. You don't need to hustle your healing here. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.